Good morning pond lovers, how are we all today? I am in a fantastic mood today. The ozone gel is working an absolute treat. I honestly thought that Tancho was a goner. I was ready to whip him out, put him to sleep, but no. He's healing, and he's healing quite well. Looks a completely different fish. Today, you may notice I'm in my Koi Club shirt today because it's Koi Club day, but we're not at a different pond like normally. We're at my pond today. So let me spin you around and I'll talk you through what's happening. Yeah, decking has been cleaned to within an inch of its life. The hoover's even been out and hoovered the deck. The cushions are all out. Got good 3 seats there, a good 3 seats there. Plenty of room on here for 3 butts. Not using the giant beanbag today because it's a bit manky and couldn't be bothered to stick it in the wash. All the windows have been cleaned within an inch of its life. You may notice there are no cobwebs at all in sight this morning. I've just been round and hoovered all them as well. Brushed them off and then hoovered them. The windows are absolutely pristine. I've gone round and given all the sides of the pond a quick wipe, but looks like the koi have splashed on it again. Yeah, we're looking good. The shower's had a good scrub. That's all running a treat. The drums had a deep clean as well yesterday. Still got a bit of rubbish over that side, but plenty of walkway. What else have we done? All this pond has been decobwebbed, washed, windows scrubbed. Even the top windows have been done. Look, you can see me in it. Hello! Yeah, everything's all clean and tidy. Just got this hose pipe to wrap up at the minute, but I've just done a filter clean on these guys, and I've got the old sculptured layers adaptation in the top there at the minute, and that doesn't last forever with this many fish. So yeah, that's will be whipped out and cleaned just before everybody arrives. Down this end of the garden we have all the chairs available and ready. Bench is all cleaned and dusted down. There's a random table out there because there's a barbecue. I've got the portable camping fridge out ready for all the food to go into. That's all now nice and cold. Got the hot urn for hot drinks, and I've got a big cold water jug. That one just there ready to go. Just got to put some ice in it when everybody arrives, but that holds 20 litres. I think that holds 20 litres. We should be good. So yeah, I think I'm all set and ready. I cleaned out the little pump on this the other day, so apologies, it's a bit breezy today, but the waterfall's running at full speed again. It's actually a glorious sunny day today. A few clouds in the sky, but it's Sunday the 7th today. But yeah, everything's good when people get here. I'm not going to open this up just yet, but when people get here, obviously the pond will be fully opened, so everybody can see the fishies. And yeah, all ready and waiting. So I'll get a few clips of when the guys all get out. I've even put my banner up today. Look, my little koi banner. Yeah, when everybody gets here today, I'll put some clips up of the Koi Club enjoying their barbecues. But yeah, it's been exactly a week since the little Tancho swimming away over there was last treated. I may get him out to do one more treatment after my holiday next week, because I'm going away on Monday. But yeah, I mean, that's the injured side of him, and you can't see any redness on it. There is a tiny bit of pinkness still, but compared to what it was, I'll get a clip of him when he next comes past the window, and I'll show you the before and after again. And that's what he looks like now. So there's still a few bits of pinkness on there, but that is still healing up absolutely nicely. Now there's no dead scales left in that, don't think, but he hasn't been out since the last ozone gel, so he's actually been left alone for a full week now. He looks a lot better, doesn't he? So fingers crossed he might be staying exactly where he is. I may, for the first time ever, have beaten a bacterial outbreak. Now, I've been through a bacterial outbreak before, around 4 years ago-ish, just as I was starting my channel and started building my new pond. The reason I built my new pond is because my old pond had major bacterial issues and all my fish were dying. For those of you that have followed me since the beginning, you'll remember I had a little Blagdon pond roughly where I'm sitting now in the pergola, and then obviously I bought the big blue vat that sat down there. Now, the little Blagdon pond had all the sick fish in from my original pond, and the blue vat down the bottom was the new fish I was purchasing while I was building my main pond. So I had about 8 or 9 fish that went in here straight away when it was first built. But yeah, lost a lot of my old fish. I don't think any came out of the Blagdon pond and went in there in the end. One did almost heal, but his dorsal fin, where his ulcer was right along his back where his dorsal fin is, so it healed up, but he didn't have a dorsal fin, and I was so scared that if I put him in the new pond with the new fish, it might all kick off again. So he went to sleep, I'm afraid. But yeah, I just want to quickly talk to you about bacterial issues. There's been a video quite recently from one of the UK's leading experts, and the advice that was given out on that video was fantastic. But every pond is different, as we all know. Every YouTuber says that, even the experts. Every fish is different, and there is not one single way of treating a pond, because what I've done on this occasion completely contradicts everything that our expert said. He said no point using acroflavin because it's pointless. I've used that. He said stay away from PP. I've used that. He said definitely don't use CT. I've used that. His main advice was whip them out and cull them, unless you really want to save your fish, and then it's vets and treatments and all that malarkey. And obviously a lot of you in the comments on my previous videos that have had vets out obviously agreed with me that vets can be extremely expensive. One comment said they managed to get the injections themselves from the vets, but most of the vets in this area that I've spoken to over the years, they won't give you the needles or the injections. They have to come out and do them themselves. So not only are the needles and the injections and the antibiotics extremely expensive, you've got the call out fee on top of that, which is about £120 per visit, and it's sort of every 2 or 3 days they need these jabs. And as I've got a pond full of like 29-30 fish, that's a lot of jabs, a lot of time from the vet to try and put all them to sleep, inject them, and then put them all back in the pond. It's a whole day job probably, so we're talking thousands and thousands of pounds by the end of the treatment. What I did completely contradict what the expert said, but I was following advice from a different expert. So like I say, there's plenty of different ways to do it. So what did I do to get to the stage I'm at now, where he's almost healed, and the rest of them are all now fully healed, and they're all happy as Larry? To start off with, obviously I treated the parasites. I used Alparix for the Costia and did a full course dose of that. I then did Flucosol for the flukes, although there wasn't really flukes in the pond, but just to be sure. And then the fish started acting normal again. But when it then come to the koi, I did a PP treatment before the fluke treatment to get rid of a bit of the slime coat as well. So there was no bacteria in the water at that point anyway, and it was just a little tiny red mark at that stage. But I got him out, topical treated it with Tamidine and all the rest of it, and it went from that big to that big to that big to that big every time I treat it. So what I then did, I did another PP treatment to make sure there was no bacteria in the pond. I then did acroflavin for a week and let that all do its thing, which is another antibacterial treatment, but again the other experts said that stuff is absolutely pointless. I then got advice from Mike at Shosha Koi, and he advised now you've done all that, that's great, you've tried. What I would recommend, salt the pond once the acroflavin has all done its thing, but you can technically put salt with acroflavin anyway. Add the salt. Once the acroflavin has done its thing, add some CT, that's chloramine tea, to me and you, and that can be used with salt, he says, although the packet says you can't. Obviously you can, because both are in the pond now for 2 weeks. Again, if you've got different types of fish other than koi in your pond, do read up and double check. So that's what I did. I obviously then treated the koi with the ozone gel, and that worked an absolute treat, as you can all see. I mean, this is what it was like before ozone, and this is what it's like now. So the other expert on his video said, don't use CT because that will kill the good and the bad bacteria. But in my eyes and Mike's eyes, if you've got bad bacteria in the pond, yes, okay, if you wipe them all out, when the pond starts rebuilding itself, bad bacteria might start to win and take over again. But if it's already winning and taking over, surely you've got to knock it on the head. Yes, you can feed the good bacteria, but if bad bacteria is already winning, in my head, feeding the good bacteria still might not solve the problem. So what I've done is I did what I did, what I've already said, and then what I've recently done, I haven't put CT in this week, but what I have done is add 2 different good bacterias to the drum filter. I've added the Aqua Evolution little pond balls, these ones, and I've added some oase filter starter kickstarter stuff gel liquid in the little glass bottles, these ones, and I've always found that stuff to be really good. That's what I've done. So I wiped out all the bacterias with the CT. A lot of people have said Virkon to me in the comments, and I agree, Virkon's fantastic, very similar to CT, but not too sure, one, if it can be used with salt, and secondly, even though I've got Virkon in the cupboard, I've also got CT in the cupboard, and I was recommended by one of the experts, Mike, to use CT, and it wouldn't have been my top thought, Virkon would have been, but it speaks for itself, doesn't it? So there are different ways to treat ponds. I'm not saying the other chap was wrong in what he said, that was his advice and how he treat his pond. This is just my advice and how I've treat my pond. I'm no expert by any means, I've kept koi for around 30 years, but I'm still learning every day. I learn from other YouTubers, I learn from people in the Koi Club, and I learn from dealers in shops like Mike. And what Mike's told me has worked an absolute treat. I mean, to be honest, it's all thanks to Nigel from the Koi Club. He pointed me in Mike's direction and said, go and speak to Mike, and Mike will give you some advice on ozone and other treatments, which I did, and I might have saved me koi. That is fantastic news. So if anybody else out there, because according to other YouTubers it's quite prominent at the moment, this whole bacterial stuff, if anybody else out there is suffering and you've tried everything else, try it. Salt and CT. My salt is at 0.04 at the minute, but I started at 0.02 and then took it up to 0.04, and just the standard bacterial dose of CT. You can increase it because then it will start to kill parasites as well, but I just did the standard bacterial dose because the parasites were already gone. So just wanted to put that out to you, that if anyone else out there is suffering with what I've been suffering with, what I'm doing at the moment is currently working. I'm not out of the woods by any means, I'm not saying I've cured it, but it's working. So yeah, might be worth considering it yourselves. But on that note, I'm going to snap back to you in about an hour's time when the Koi Club get here. So we've got 10 minutes before the first Koi Club members are due to arrive, but I just wanted to take this opportunity just to say a massive thank you to all my followers and supporters. I mentioned in my last video about supporting the channel with some little car air fresheners. You got new little man logo on there and keeping it koi and funky text on the back. They smell absolutely gorgeous, like peach, and I am shocked at the amount I've sold in just a week. Absolutely shocked. So there are still a couple left, not many, but they're limited edition. I won't be making this exact one ever again, so if you want one, link is in the video description again. And again, just a massive thank you. I mean, they're £2.24. I'm not making a hell of a lot of money. Obviously, I had to have them made and printed and everything, but it's just a little tiny thank you from you to me, and from me to you, for supporting the channel. So big shout out there to everyone that watches my videos and that has supported the channel by donating a little summit and receiving one of them in return. So I'm on cooking duty. The Peterborough Koi Club, most of them, well, not most of the members, but some of the members are all down there chatting around the pond. I'm a cooking. So if you're within an hour's drive or hour and a half's drive, I think our longest person is, then consider joining the Peterborough Koi Club and come and join the fun. Have some sausages.